Millie thought Cain could handle a stronger monster, so she took him to the guild in order to get some information on monsters. Cain was super excited. The first person they talked to was Rudy, the attendant. Millie told her that she was looking for information on monsters that are stronger than killer rabbits. Rudy told them about wolves, but she haven't received any new information about their appearance. Wolf can be a nuisance when they come in packs, but Cain would be able to handle them. Nina told Rudy that Cain is the son of a lord. Cain also told her his name and age. Suddenly, a guy appeared and began to harass them. He was familiar with Millie and Nina. He was insulting them for getting nothing but babysitting a 5-year-old. He also told Millie to leave Cain and come have a drink with him, but Millie refused him since they're on duty. This really pissed off the guy since a D rank is disobeying a C rank. He then grabbed Nina's hands, forcing her to have a drink with him. Cain holds the guy's hand. He told him to leave them alone since he's having a training session with them. He also told him that he's a student of Millie and Nina. The guy got angry, so he attacked Cain, but he was able to dodge all his attacks and hit him on his leg. He stood up again and continued to attack. He then brought out his blade and started attacking Cain, but it was futile, since Cain was able to dodge every swing of his. Cain then held his blade title with his 2 fingers and flung him out of the bar. His colleagues also refused to let Millie go, but he dealt with them and also flung them out of the bar. His teachers were very happy, because not only can he do sword and magic, but also hand-to-hand combat. Cain told them that he learned it from the book. Sylvia brought him his clothes. She told Cain that she also heard about his tutor's refusal. Regarding the extension of their contract period, Sylvia suggested that he should ask his father to try persuading them, but Cain refused because he couldn't keep relying on the adventures forever. He decided to do something for them since they've been good to him for the past 3 years, so he wanted to give them something. He then remembered Miss Millie saying that she wanted a magic bag before. He then went to the forest to get monsters material. Since red bag will suit Millie, the first monster he decided to kill was the blood ogre. After putting it in his space bag, he decided to attack the earth dragon since green suit Nina better. His attacks caused a huge explosion, which made the guard think there was a monster invasion. Garm and the soldiers all head out immediately to stop the monster invasion. Cain, after causing the misunderstanding, teleported back to his house, unintentionally leaving his face towel. But when Garm arrived, all he could see was a massive hole, but no sign of monsters in the vicinity. The next day, Cain was able to kill many wolves by himself, although he's still 8 years old, but he's way stronger than his tutors, and today is the day they will bid their farewell. Cain decided to give them their gift. He made the bags as a thank you for all they've done for him. It was a magic bag. He told them that the red bag was from Blood Ogre and the green bag was from Earth Dragon. The tutors were both shocked because both of those monsters required a rank party to kill them. He told them not to worry since the material is a little tough, but inside is just a normal magic bag. And he has also moderated the capacity that goes in. He told them that his mansion barely fit in the bag. Millie was shocked because the magic bag she was going to buy is only as big as the back of a carriage, and it was something she had to save money to afford. They told Cain that the bag is definitely a national treasure class, and many people will be after them if they carry the bag around. But Cain told them that he designed it so that if anyone other than them tries to pick it up, all the weight of the content would be doubled. Just with this setting alone, the bag is now more than a national treasure. They both gave Cain a goodbye kiss. They told him that when he grows up, and if he was to need their help, they'd come by anytime. Thus, his contract period with the two of them ended, but he became a little more mature. The next day, Cain went on to hunt a red dragon. He was able to take it down after some struggles, and he then decided to check what his current level was. But when he checked his status, he was shocked at what he saw. His magic power was over 80 million, and he got the aliases, Enemy of All Monsters, and Dragon Killer. 2 years later, he headed to the royal capital to make his debut. Apparently, it's an event all noble sons must go through. Cain is already 10 years old. Rain told Cain that she couldn't wait to live with him in the capital. He also told her to take the entrance exams and start attending school. But Garm told him that the school attendance starts at the age of 12, so he had to wait for 2 more years. Rain boasted that she would take the number 1 rank on the school's exam. Garm told them that it would take them at least 1 week to get to the capital, assuming no monsters get in their way. Kane then decided to be on the alert for any attacks to help out the guards. He then used his search magic. He immediately discovered that there is a battle going on 3 kilometers ahead of them. His father was quite surprised that he was able to read so far ahead. He told Garm that a few dozen monsters are storming about 10 people. Garm told the guards to move fast to go and help. Since the guards won't be able to make it on time, Kane decided to help. He then used wind magic boost to charge forward. The guards were protecting the carriage with all their might. Kane arrived to help them out. They thought he was a child, but he was able to kill the monsters easily. He then used fire sword spell to kill the last monster. As he was about to approach, the guards told him not to come near the carriage, and he then introduced himself as the 3rd son of Margrave Garm von Silford, Kane von Silford. Kane immediately started healing the soldiers since they were all exhausted from the battle. He then used his healing magic spell, Area High Heal. He was able to heal everyone. He then told them to rest and try to eat food that encourages blood production because he can't replace the blood they've lost. Before Garm could arrive to support, Kane have already dealt with the monsters. Garm realized that the carriage is from the house of Duke Santana. 2 girls then came out of the carriage. Garm immediately went down on his knees and greeted the 2 girls, Princess Telestia and Miss Silk. The princes thanked Garm for coming to save them. Garm introduced Kane as his 3rd son to the girls. Since the princess was feeling quite unwell, Kane decided to use magic to calm her mind. He then used the relax spell. The girls were happy since their heart felt lighter. Both the pain and exhaustion they had were disappearing. The princess introduced herself as Telestia Terra Esfert. She thanked Kane for saving them from danger. The other girl addressed herself as Silk von Santana while grabbing Kane's hand. She saw through the carriage how Kane unleashed his magic with the force of a mighty gale, and his swordsmanship was amazing. The girls started arguing about who to hold Kane's hands. Silk asked Kane the reason why he is out with his father. He told them that he was on his way to the royal capital and he need to be there for his debut. The girls were also on their way to their debut, so they suggested that they should travel together. They both dragged Kane into their carriage. Garm was left speechless. Despite the carriage being huge, the girls sat very close to Kane, which made the carriage so tight and cramped. Even when he decided to sit at the front, the girls refused with the excuse that they're scared and they would feel better if he's beside them. They finally arrived at their destination, but as Kane was about to leave, they both insisted that they want him with them the whole time. They also wanted to spend the night with Kane. Garm told them that even if they're only 10, having both girls and boys share the same room is not good. But they both insisted that they want Kane to be with them, since he's also the strongest. They arrived in their room. Despite having different beds, they still decided to sleep close to Kane. The next day, they finally arrived at the royal capital, and Kane met the vice captain of the Royal Chivalric Order, whose name is Dame von Gazard. The knight already explained everything to him. He thanked Kane for protecting the princess and Miss Silk. He also thanked Kane for bringing back home his fallen comrades. Normally, they'd bring home their belongings and either bury them or burn their bodies where they fell. But thanks to Kane, they can return their bodies to their families. Kane told the captain that the knights fought bravely. As Kane was about leaving, the captain told him that he would be having an audience with the king. Kane arrived at the palace, standing before many important nobles. The king announced that, on their journey to the palace, Princess Telestia and Miss Silka von Santana were attacked by a band of over 50 orc. It was an organized orc army, no less, including the top-rank orc general, but they were all eliminated by Kane single-handedly, and after the battle, he healed the injured knights with healing magic, and he also brought back the fallen knight back to the royal capital. All the nobles were all surprised that a young boy was able to do that all by himself. Since he had done outstanding work, the king decided to reward him, because had he not been there, the 2 girls would have never survived. So he gave Kane the title of a baron. He also granted him 10 platinum coins and a mansion of his own. The nobles were in disagreement, because a 10 years old can't be granted peerage. Kurgino, a noble, came out in disagreement, saying that Cain was still a child. The king asked Kurgino if he could have eliminated the orcs on his own like Cain did, but Kurgino wasn't able to reply. Cain has no choice but to accept the title of a baron, even though he doesn't want to. The king told Cain to meet him in the parlor. The king thanked Cain in person. Silk's father, Eric von Santana Malbeek, he also thanked Cain. Garm thought that only minors who could receive a peerage were those who have lost their parents, but since Cain excels both in magic and sword, and he also has the protection of the gods, he became an exception, since the kingdom is not so soft as to leave such a talent alone. That's why the king made him a baron, out of the blue. The king asked Cain if he would take the hand of Telestia and Silk in marriage. Cain was really shocked. The king told him that they won't be formally married until they reach adulthood, but he can be engaged to them for now, because he already linked arm with the girls in the carriage. And he also slept with 2 unmarried ladies, and since no one will take their hand in marriage, he have no choice but to accept the engagement. Let go back in time. The king was planning on what he should do with Cain. They first decided to grant him a peerage and make stand on his own. Also, giving him a mansion and having him live on his own will show Cain's true character. So they decided to make the 2 girls Cain fiancé since they've been smitten by him. Cain finally accepted the engagement, but they have to keep it a secret from the public until they're of adulthood.